Tonight, Bill Hudson takes a look back at the many laughs with Letterman.
It's The Late Show with David Letterman.
In August 1993, David Letterman moved his Late Show to CBS and into New York's historic Ed Sullivan Theater. The stage that launched the Beatles will be Dave's alone.
And legally, I can continue to call myself Dave. So
I've got a butter sculpture of David Letterman here.
Late Show started up as our state fair was winding down. What better welcome gift than Dave's bust carved in butter?
What do you
I think it might be a nice treat to let the fans eat it.
Sadly, it never got on air and became bread spread for the audience outside. Comedian Louis Anderson was the first Minnesotan to be Dave's guest, September 1993.
Did you ever give your dad something he already had? Something he owned? Something that was his?
The thing to remember with performing in front of Dave, yeah, just like when you performed in front of Johnny, you wanted to kill it.
And the first of 3 times Louis killed it with laughs on Letterman.
You know, he was kind of an anti-interviewer. He didn't like those setup questions. He really wanted it to be different.
Like when Letterman invited Jesse Ventura onto the show.
I think it was those Irish guys, you know what they like to be.
The governor's joke about drunk Irish in St. Paul's streets brought both laughs and scorn.
Oh, am I in trouble
You're
now?
really in trouble now. It was nothing but fun. That's all I can say.
Jack Morris was on, and it was twice for Twins manager Paul Molitor. He was MVP of the '93 World Series.
You know, what can you say about that show? It's stood the test of time, and to say you were a guest on that show, come out of that little tunnel and wave to Paul Schaefer, a lot of good memories.
Then, in May 1997,
thanks again. You guys have a great time while you're here, all right?
Letterman flew in audiences for a special CBS promotion.
It was incredibly fun.
Michelle McCabe was among 450 lucky Minnesotans on the all-expenses-paid trip.
My sister and I got the last 2 seats on the main floor.
They were showered with swag, spending money and dinner, and met supporting stars like Bud, Sarah Jewell, and
Me with Rupert G.
But her biggest moment was Kirby Puckett belting out the top 10 ways to mess up his name.
Number 7.
Turkey bucket.
That same show featured Don and Amelia's breaking news spoofs, including one still talked about today.
Amelia, I have a gopher in my pants. His name is Carlos.
Shelby recalls it was one of several bits scattered throughout the show.
That's all I said. And she never laughs. She was so perfect. She just, like, you're an idiot, which was what she was supposed to do.
Star Tribune media writer Neil Justin was there covering the trip.
The show was very memorable, I think, for the people that were there, and for Dave, because he's a huge baseball fan. And Kirby Puckett had just retired.
He says after the show came the moment he'd been waiting for.
I finally got a chance to sit down and interview Dave, and all I could talk about was Shelby.
And it just made me howl.
Dave brought us the St. Paul woman shot from a cannon and those stupid pet tricks. Through the years, Dave's had many Minnesota musicians, Prince, Gear Daddy, Soul Asylum, and more recently, Trampled by Turtles and rapper Lizzo. But in the end, it was Dylan that Dave invited to be his final musical guest.
The night we call it a day.
You know, we're going to lose a wonderful point of view. We really are.
And Letterman's greatest gift to Minnesota, perhaps his Late Show's cloak of comfort.
And if you live to be 1,000 years old, will that make any sense to you?
No matter the dire news of the day, we'd end each night with a smile.
And Joaquin, I'm sorry you couldn't be here tonight.
Maybe what he gave us was perspective. By finding things to smile and laugh at.
Lasted about as long as summer in Minnesota.
Even in the midst of our troubles.